Good all day. What can I do for you?
Cool, right. I want to report child abduction.
Okay.
Yeah? I've reported it in on CHS 7690 on the 17th of May.
Right.
No one's bothering to call me, right? It's just I don't know what's going on. So no one's bothering to call me. It's a serious matter, yeah? Okay. It's historic, but a serious matter, yeah? Okay. No, I'd like to make a statement tonight. Okay.
I don't know if that will happen, but I'll take all the information and then I'll tell you what we can do about it.
Why can't I give a statement? I mean, if you give me an MG11, I'll write it up myself. I'm not, I'm familiar with an MG11. If you give it to me, I'll write it, sign it. You can witness the signature, and I'll hand it to you, so I don't have to come back in. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm going to explain to you is that in the Doherty Martyrs School, which is in Hillingdon and Ickenham, okay, I'm the father of a child. On the 25th of April 2008, my child was abducted at the Doherty Martyrs School under the Child Abduction Act, Section 2, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to show me the circumstances?
Yeah. So my child was 14 years old at the time. Her name's. This matter was reported before as kidnapped. I reported it as kidnapped. The police refused. The Hillingdon police refused to investigate it, telling me that the matter was until my child came forward saying she was a victim. Then there's no crime. So they say. Now, clearly, a child abduction is obviously the offence is there to prevent the someone detaining a child from who should have lawful control of that child. Okay. It's actually not about the child; it's about who should have lawful control of the child. Okay. I walked into the school on the 25th of April 2008. I went up to the desk. There is an audio recording of that entry to the school for this investigation. I'm not going to give it to you tonight. I asked the school to give me my child. Bring her down, wherever she is, bring her immediately down. I'm removing her from the school. And, who's this?
It's DC.
Is he?
Go on, yeah.
And they refused to give her to me.
Right.
I was calm, and I asked them, will you give me, I want something in writing from you while you're doing this. It's very serious what you're doing. And they wrote down, gave me this there's a copy of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what they say is it's obviously under that act. If you have a lawful excuse for it, then that would be the case. So if these people had a EPO or a PPO, emergency protection order, or a police protection order, then they would have some lawful excuse for detaining the child.
What's happened after?
There is no lawful excuse. There was no PPO. There was no EPO. In fact, the social services confirmed that they didn't give these people any orders to do anything. Okay. On top of that, in 2009, a year later, after pursuing it through the Hillingdon Social Services complaints process, who obviously wanted to cover it up, I took it on to the local government ombudsman. Okay, yeah. The local government ombudsman has ruled against Hillingdon Council in relation to their activities, whatever social services activities that they were doing. And if you want to read that, this is the report that they were to pay compensation, and that the Section 47 inquiry was flawed from the outset, yeah? That they were, so this means that they were acting maladministratively without lawful authority, their own behaviour. Obviously the local government ombudsman will very much couch his words. I mean, that's quite a rare document in itself, an upheld judgment from the LGO anyway. So what actually happened on that day is the school detained my child without lawful authority. They then allowed a social worker to come and attend the school, remove her clothing, looking for injuries to her, even though the child told them. This is all recorded on the social service file. Okay. Even though the child told them there was no injuries to her. Right. Okay. Now.
So you're saying this has been investigated?
No. No, you can check your records. It hasn't been investigated.
You said it was investigated.
It was reported as kidnapped by me back in 2009. Okay. Once this came through, after it had been pursued through, and clearly there was, as part of this investigation, it was established that social service didn't give anyone any instructions, to do anything. There was no police protection orders. There was no EPOs, PPOs.
Why was she seen by social services?
Well, you'll have to ask. You'll have to ask this school what they were doing.
Okay, well, sure.
I mean, if you want to go somewhere privately, I'll speak to you. I mean, I don't know who this guy is.
Well, not going to be long. So I work here. I was using this machine.
Well, I mean, obviously, if you want me to have a private conversation, we can go into a room and have a private conversation. I mean, well, that's fine, but this person can hear, and we're talking about child protection matters, and you're asking me about it. If you want to go somewhere privately, we can talk about it. That's no problem. I'll tell you anything. We can go somewhere private. Absolutely, we're talking about child. Well, she's not a child now at the moment. She's 18.
Yeah.
But at that time, she was 14 years old. Now, like I said, the police, it was reported in as a kidnap. So, as of record, documentation was provided to Hillingdon police at the time.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm sure you were very reluctant to investigate the local schools. They did nothing. They didn't go and interview these people or anything. This is an indictable offence. As you know, the time doesn't tick against the Crown, so this is still valid. It's still an outstanding crime. There is something malicious about it. This is a outstanding crime.
Okay.
I'm presenting to you the facts that there was a child detained, that the child was detained without any lawful authority.
So you've reported this as a kidnapping.
Yeah, and they said, and I would.
And with the new evidence, if you like, you want it to be reinvestigated.
Well, I don't want to be any reinvestigation. I'm not talking about I'm reporting a new crime of child abduction. Unfortunately, at the time, of course, I'm not a lawyer, and you know, when I present facts to the police,
yeah.
you know, the circumstance of it, and I say it's kidnap. Of course, if it's not kidnapping, it's child abduction.
Yeah.
And of course, you guys would be
Where
the people
did
who
you
identified
report
that.
it previously?
To Hillingdon police.
So you came here.
Yeah, it's here. I actually had a meeting upstairs with some DS about it, which I've got a recording of the meeting. He's got a recorded meeting.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to go somewhere private, I can bring up
2 seconds. I will speak to DS.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
No, just read it, man. Anyway.
Right. Okay. I've spoken to DS.
Yeah.
And he states that it's not a police issue. He says it's a civil issue between you and the school, and you need to go and get a legal advice.
This. I don't know if you want to read it. This is, if you want to bring him out, that'd be really nice if you come out and tell me that to my face.
Okay.
This is a criminal act.
Right.
It's not a civil matter. It's called the Child Abduction Act 1984. The penalties for it is up to 7 years imprisonment.
The dispute you've got
are
with the school. Is that correct? Or social services?
It doesn't matter who I've got it with. Are the schools somehow immune from criminal prosecution?
No.
I mean, if it was the Queen, I would say yes, it's some sort of civil matter because she's immune from
services.
the school.
The school.
The school abducted the child.
Right.
Under the criminal act that you have in front of you, the school detained a child from her return to someone who should have had lawful control of her. That lawful control, I mine. There was also a residency order from Uxbridge County Court in my favour at that point in time.
Okay.
Yeah. So not just a father, but also a father with a court order.
Okay.
Yeah. So that they detained the child. So even this is 100% a criminal matter, not a civil matter.
I'll get him to come out and talk to
cool.
you. And we'll go from there.
Civil matter. Go away because it's a civil matter.
Give him 2 minutes.
Yes, no
He's
problem.
Just finishing something.
No worries.
And then
No worries. I mean, more than that as well. There's some certainly evidence that points towards some malicious purpose of the school.
Okay.
In addition to it, unbeknown to them, of course, when I walked into the school, it was being recorded.
Okay.
I was that stupid back in 2008 to be doing that sort of thing. The school then subsequently made allegations. Okay, a number of staff in the school made allegations that I'd come into the school and I was very aggressive. Yeah. So much so that there were people behind their desk cowering and crying. Okay. I had a governor's meeting in which Westminster Diocese sent lawyers to the meeting, to a governor's meeting.
Yeah.
I'm sure maybe you're a parent, are you?
No.
Okay. Luckily for you at the moment. But if you're a parent about this, so I had a governor's meeting at the school. You don't understand how that's supposed to work. Supposed to be a very informal process where you come down and set your complaints and stuff. The people who made allegations about me wouldn't come in attendance. Okay, so he's put these statements before the free panel of governors. A lawyer from the Westminster Diocese sitting in on it, and made all the various allegations and stuff. And then I said to them, of course, that one of the tenets of the Catholic Church is the truth. And I said, very fortunate we can get to the truth here today. I've got a recording of my walking into the school, and I'm going to go and get a recorder at CD player and play it for you all. At that point they went mental, they went properly mental, called the governor's meeting to a close, refused to listen to the evidence. Okay? Now, Why would they be making up allegations to say that I came into the school aggressive? Because it's about their last hope of trying to support the behaviour and conduct of what they did. That in an emergency situation, when a violent parent came into the school, that they, for the protection of the child, tried to hold on to it. But even that argument's flawed, because of course they would have phoned the police had that happened. Yeah, there was no phone call to the police. It's all very highly suspect. I mean, there is something very malicious behind it, to connected with something going on, and you guys need to investigate it. You're probably not going to, but
as I said, you can speak to the DS. We're very surprised if he can change his mind.
Well, if you don't take a criminal report of me, okay, then you're breaking your lawful duty.
Again,
you have to take. Well, that's fair enough. You're not going to take the can for it. He's going to take the can for it, but he has to take a crime report off me.
Okay.
What you do with that crime report is your business, but you have to take a crime report off me.
Not in all cases.
Well, when I'm producing prima facie evidence that crimes occurred, I've given you the statute and I've given you the material for it.
The best thing to do is work for the DS. He's the boss.
I mean, it's I'm sure you realise it's a ridiculous suggestion to say this is not criminal matter when I've given you the criminal statute.
Well, he's got a lot more knowledge than I have.
Well, I've got a lot of knowledge about it too.
And that's fine. You've probably got a lot more knowledge than I have.
And probably your DS.
Well, that'll be up to you to discuss with him.
That's cool. I mean, you're a police officer, though. You know crime when you see one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know every single bit of legislation.
Criminal act that I've given to you?
Well, I think the school are probably acting in good faith. That's my personal opinion. I don't know all the facts.
Well, right, question about acting in good faith.
I've heard your version. I haven't heard theirs.
Absolutely. So that would, when I present to you a matter that looks like it's a criminal matter, I'm making criminal allegations. Then there needs to be an investigation. Part of that investigation, if all reasonable lines of inquiry, would be to interview the people involved.
Okay. But as I said, it'll be the DS that speaks to you.
How are you doing?
Hello there.
Down at Civvies.
Speak to me.
I'm the one who wants to speak to you.
Right.
Sergeant.
And who's this gentleman?
I'm a friend.
Just friend. Just coming on, friend. Just friend.
Okay.
It's cool.
Is
Okay.
it necessary for this gentleman to be here?
Yeah, he's a friend of mine. He's attending with me.
So it'd be
So,
grateful if you stepped outside, please.
and I'd like
No,
him
I'm
to
with
stay.
him.
I'd like him to stay. I'm reporting a crime. He's a friend of mine. I'd like him to stay.
I'll tell you straight. You're not reporting a crime.
I am.
Listen, I will tell you straight. You're not reporting a crime.
Can I have your name first?
This is a civil matter
Okay.
between yourself, the school, and if it's these people, local government ombudsman that informed you of this, you need to report it to them. But it's between you, the school, and the school and the social services. Let me finish, please. Between you, the school, and the social services. You have a dispute with the school because I understand that you tried to collect your daughter, and the school would not allow you to collect your daughter. They have not kidnapped her. There isn't this case of kidnapping. But by what you have provided provide the officer with, that shows that your daughter's not to be released into your care. That is a dispute between yourself, social services, and the school. It is not a matter for the police to be reported.
Well, obviously, can I have your name first? DS. And you want to, because obviously first off, I'm sure he hasn't communicated the whole thing to you properly.
First thing I will say
that's what you're saying.
this was 4 years old.
Doesn't matter, historic. Doesn't matter, it's an indictable offence.
This was 4 years ago. My question is, why have you waited 4 years to come and report it to the police?
I haven't, Sergeant.
Okay.
Can I have your name so I can call you by your name?
What I would suggest you do, bear with me, what I would suggest you do is you contact the school and contact the social services and take the matter up with them. It isn't something you can report to the police station because the school won't kidnap your daughter.
Okay, 100% yes they can. And you're using the word kidnap when I'm reporting the crime of abduction. I've produced for you.
Abduction. Okay.
Well, I don't know why you're. There's a criminal act. Okay.
I'll say abduction.
Okay. Well, kidnap's a common law offence.
Okay. I'm not.
Child abduction is a statutory offence.
I'm not disputing any of that, and I'm not going to argue.
Section 2.
I'm not going to argue about that.
I'm telling you,
go to the school.
Sergeant. I'm telling you, I'm reporting a crime.
Well, you're not here because
this is not a civil matter.
It isn't a crime.
This is a criminal statute.
It isn't a crime that we are going to be reporting.
You are. I'm insisting on making a crime report tonight. I've taken the time to come down here to make a report. And I am going to insist on making a report. Can you please tell me that the document I'm holding in front of you, Sergeant, is a criminal statute?
I'm not going to tell you anything of the sort.
What do you mean you're not telling me? I'm asking a simple question. Is that a criminal statute or not?
I don't know. It's a piece of paper that's in front of me, and I'm not going to.
Well, do you want to go and check? Do you want to go and check online? So you're going to refuse to acknowledge the Child Abduction Act 1984, which I'm holding in front of you.
I'm not refusing anything. I'm saying that's a piece of paper. I'm telling you, sir, you won't be reporting it as a crime here because it isn't a crime that we're going to report at this police station.
And for what reasons? I'm showing you that the child was detained in a school.
Right.
Okay. I'm showing you the documentation that the school alleges.
Right.
If you want to listen to me, you've said your piece now, and please listen to me in case he hasn't communicated it to you properly, so you have the full facts. On the 25th of April 2008, I walked into that school and I asked for my child to be given to me. Okay, I am the person who should have lawful control of the child, not the school. Parentis locus was removed from the school. They had no right to hold on to that child. You would agree with that, would you?
No, I don't.
You don't. The school's allowed to hold on to children.
I am not going to agree or disagree with any of it because I don't know the circumstances.
Well, that's why you need to investigate.
No.
And what do you mean no?
No, that is what
that's a ridiculous position to say.
That is what you need to take up with
I have. And that's why that document there is in existence. Local government ombudsman.
You need to
what you're doing, Sergeant, is obstructing justice, and I think you're in a very, very dangerous place.
Okay.
What you're doing, and I suggest you take a report for a crime from me. What you do with that investigation will be up to you. But if you do not take a crime report off me this evening, I think you'll find yourself in very hot water.
Okay.
It's your oath of office. You're required to take reports of crime from members of the public. I am insistent on making a crime. It has taken place because Sergeant. This document states that social services, they were informed by social services to detain a child. In the course of that investigation with local government ombudsman, it was confirmed that didn't happen. So the lawful excuse that they put forward was that social services gave them authority to do something. Social services don't have authority in this country to detain children unless they have something what's called an emergency protection order, which is given by a court. Yeah? So if Hillingdon Social Services phoned up you and told you to detain a child, without an EPO or a PPO, police protection order, you can't detain children. Okay? If there was some situation that the child was in immediate risk of significant harm at that school on that day, they should have called 999 and brought the police down. They didn't. Okay? This is a crime of abduction. Section 2, and I'm going to read it to you, states that an offence is committed if, without lawful authority or reasonable excuse, he takes or detains a child under the age of 16, and B, so as to keep him out of the lawful control of any person entitled to lawful control of the child. I was her father. Okay. In addition to being her father, I had a court order from Uxbridge County Court, which was enforced at the time, for residency for my child. So in addition to the father part of it, I also had additional rights and powers given to me by the court. That school, Dowie Martyr, detained my child. I'm telling you, it was for malicious reasons. Okay? And I don't want to get into a row with you about this, but I'm absolutely insistent that a report's made. You say that it's historic and I didn't report it. I did report it.
No, I haven't said that.
Okay, Sergeant, I did report it at the time.
I haven't said that to you. I asked you why did you wait 4 years?
No, in 2009 I did report it, and I reported it as kidnapped. So maybe he hasn't explained it to you. I reported it as kidnapped into police station. I wasn't aware of the abduction law and this particular specific thing about the child being detained from someone who should have lawful control, which is different than kidnap. They told me at the time that the kidnap couldn't be reported, so obviously they don't want to investigate it, because my child hadn't come forward to say she was a victim. Okay? They didn't go and speak to her and ask her whether she was a victim, and lots of things happen to children in the course of their life. Lots of children get abused and whatever things might happen to them, and they don't come forward to tell them that people that they're a victim because they don't know and are not aware of what's going on, what's happened. So in this instance, no one even went and bothered to speak to my daughter to see if she was a victim or she saw her classed herself as a victim. In this instance, child abduction has got nothing to do with the child being a victim. It's everything to do with who should have had lawful control of the child. And on top of all of that, there's some very dodgy issues. When I went into the school, there was a sound audio recording of my walking into the school and asking the school politely to bring my child down from wherever she is. I am removing her from the school. Okay, so back in 2008, I was astute enough to do it because I knew something was going on. A little bit like you, Sergeant. I'm sure you have what's called sixth sense, gut feeling, a hunch on things. Yeah. So did I. There was something going on. I walked in to protect my child, to remove her from that school because of what was going on. I recorded myself walking in. I was calm. I asked my child to be given to me. They refused to do it. I asked them to put it in writing, so I didn't get violent or anything like that. I was very professional about the thing, and hence I got this. Subsequent to that, they then started making allegations in the school because they realised they were in a bit of shit. This one of the reasons that possibly they could have detained a child, some lawful excuse or reasonable excuse was the parent came in being an nutcase and being violent, and they, well, we just want to keep the child safe, yeah? So they started making allegations about me that I came into the school and I was violent. They said I was so violent that the staff in the reception in the school in Doherty were cowered behind their desk crying. Yeah? We had a governors meeting in Doherty School, which Westminster Diocese, Catholic school, notorious sadly cover up for lots of paedophilia and stuff. If you look at Ealing Rectory.
Can I stop you there, please?
Yes, go on, fair enough.
You're telling me all the detail of what you've experienced at that time.
No, because this is actually important to this.
You're telling me all the detail of what you've experienced at that time, what you've been through. What I suggest you do is you obtain yourself a solicitor.
No, I'm more than competent in actually articulating for myself. I don't need a solicitor.
I suggest you obtain yourself a solicitor, and then you get in touch with the social services, and you get in touch with Dowie Martin School, and whatever grievance that you have with them.
Well, you just okay, 1 second, because you've just interrupted me, and I was actually talking to you about the grievance that was being aired with the school. If you let me finish, then you'll understand. Before when I finish this point. So it was raised with the school about what was going on in the school and the allegations that were made. We had a governors meeting, okay, with 3 governors. Westminster Diocese sent lawyers to a governors meeting, okay, very interesting. They obviously know they're in a lot of trouble. I listened to the alleged allegations that I was supposed to have done in the school, and then I informed, of course, maybe you're a Christian yourself, that one of the tenets of the Catholic Christianity is the truth, yeah. And I said, very fortunate in this instance, we can get to the truth, because I actually recorded myself coming into the school, and I'm going to go and get a CD player, and I'm going to bring it into the governor's meeting and play it for you. At that point, they refused to listen to it. They called a close to the governor's meeting. They don't want to be exposed.
Right.
So why is a school detaining a child without lawful authority?
You're asking me about things, you're mentioning things that are specific to what you experienced at the time. I am suggesting
of a criminal offence.
That you get yourself a solicitor.
Don't need one.
And you get in touch with social services and the school, and whatever grievance you have with that school, you air it through a solicitor. It is not a crime that we will be reporting here at Uxbridge Police Station.
For what reason, Sergeant?
Because it is not a crime.
Sergeant, can you please tell me why Child Abduction Act, while Child Abduction Act, Section 2, Sergeant.
There was nothing for you to take care of.
Well, can I have an inspector, please?
I haven't got his name.
I'd like
got his name in it.
Sergeant, can I have your name? Can I have your name for my report? Sergeant, can I have your name, please? Sergeant, can I have your name? Can I have his name?
Leave the station.
Can I have his name?
Leave the station.
Can I have his name?
Leave the station for me.
We're entitled to get his name.
Can I have his name and his badge number?
He said he doesn't know his name.
It could be anybody.
So can we have his name?
No, I'm not leaving the police station until I get the guy's name for a start. And I'd like an inspector to come down.
Yeah, you can bring an inspector on 101.
No, actually, as I've already said to you, I phoned on CHS 7690 on the 17th of May, I reported it over the phone, and no one's come back to me, hence I've attended in person.
Okay. On 101 you can make a complaint.
Can I have the name of the sergeant who I just sat in front of me?
I'm asking you to leave now.
I'm sorry.
Take my shoulder number.
No.
And if the inspector needs to get.
No, I need the name of that person I've just spoken to.
Leave the station.
No.
I'm asking you to leave the station.
Is it a request or an order?
Both. Can't be both.
It's an order.
It's an order. You're ordering me.
You're
You've got
not
the right to order me at the police station. Well,
unless he's under arrest, you cannot order him.
I'm not taking a crime from you.
I'm asking, officer, for the name of the person who just sat in front of me. Can I have the name of the person who sat in front of me? I'm not leaving, officer. No, I don't, officer.
Well, you can either leave.
You must provide the man's name.
If you're going to arrest me, officer, then you're not going to force me out of the building.
Well, you've got no place to be.
I'm reporting a crime.
I've told you.
Officer, I'm reporting a
He's
crime.
reporting a crime. We don't even know the man you're just speaking to. Why won't he give us his name?
Well, I don't know what
That's irrelevant. We're asking for his name.
I'm asking for the sergeant's name.
And I'm asking you to leave.
So you're
Can you get the
refusing?
inspector down, please?
No, there's no inspectors here.
Well, I'll wait for an inspector.
I doubt he will come.
Well, I'm asking for an inspector to come down, please.
Okay, that's fine.
And I'd also like the name of the officer who sat in front of me, please.
That's how it works, mate. Here we
I'm
go.
trying to get hold of the inspector.
Okay.
Could you sit out there so we can use this booth for people who are coming in?
Yeah, is there anyone waiting? There's no one waiting at the moment, is there?
Well, someone's just come in. And I don't know if anyone else is going to come in.
You've got a spare
and
booth
no
there.
one's on there at the moment.
Well, no, I'd rather stay here, thank you. I'm sitting down.
Well, you can, but
I'm
I
in
can't
the
see
middle.
anyone else.
Well, could you give us the name of the officer, of the
If
sergeant?
you sit outside, we're trying to contact the...
No, I'd rather. I'm officer. I'm going to stay.
We're
here.
being dealt with still.
Yeah, it's no
I'm staying here, thank you.
My colleague that you spoke to a little while ago, he's trying to call our duty inspector.
That's fair enough, you know.
He's gonna come
That's
down
fair
to
enough,
speak to
officer.
you. You're able to speak to him in person or over the phone?
Yeah, officer.
Yeah.
The issue is here. One of the issues here. Can you give me a reason why the DS won't give me his name or number, shoulder number? Lawfully, he's obliged to, isn't he?
I'm not going to get into conversation with you, sir.
Why would that be?
Sorry?
Why would that be? You're a
I
public
don't know any of
servant.
the circumstances.
Officer,
so it's not fair to
officer,
make me-
XH987.
Yeah, that's
By
fine.
law, Bernard Hogan Howe says you've all got to
I'm
wear
not gonna
shoulder
talk to you
numbers.
about this, no, something like that.
What, talk to you like that about your shoulder number? Excuse me, officer. Excuse me, officer. Could I have a reason why the DS won't give me his name and number?
I've got nothing to do with what's going on, so I'm dealing with another crime.
Well, it's actually a crime if you don't actually give us your number. It's a misconduct offence. Well, he's had plenty of opportunity to give it. XH677.
Yeah, 677 if you need it.
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, thanks. You've refused to assist a member of the public for the identity of a police officer. You're fully aware that there's a misconduct issue not to identify officers. We don't live in a secret police state at the moment. You are required to identify yourselves. I mean, the only reason anyone would not identify themselves is if they know that they're doing something wrong, which that DS clearly knows. He knows he needs to take a report of a crime, and he's refusing to identify himself. Then he's going to threaten a member of the public with violence. Hello, Sergeant.
The duty officer is not available. He will not be here until. He will not be available until at least 10 o'clock.
That's fine, I'm waiting. I'm happy to wait.
What I would suggest you do is if you go through there and sit on those benches, if anybody else comes in here, this can't be used. And if you refuse to leave the police station, there's two options. One of them, you can get yourself arrested for obstruction. We don't need to go down that
Well, I
road.
might be arresting you for perverting the course of justice
don't
very
need to go
soon.
down that
You're the one who's
road.
obstructing justice, Sergeant.
The other one is, if you wait out there, then the duty officer will be informed that you are here. He's already been informed, but he's unavailable. If he doesn't get here, then the night duty officer will be available. Again, it's not going to be until after 10 o'clock, but I would ask that you sit there, because other members of the public need to be seen, and they won't be able to get in here to be seen.
Sergeant.
You don't want to go, but please sit there so that this can be
Sergeant, can I have your name, please?
Brathwaite.
And your number, please?
I don't have a number.
You don't have a sergeant. You're a sergeant. You don't have a shoulder number.
That's right.
Really?
Yes.
You must be the first Metropolitan police officer not to have a shoulder
Well,
number.
you clearly don't know everything.
So
about the police.
could you spell it? Could you spell it? Could you spell it for me,
If
please?
you could go through that door, please.
Sergeant, could you
There
spell
are-
your name for me?
Please, could you go through that door?
I will once
And
I've got
if
your
you
name.
want- I've given it to you already. Please go through that door.
Can you spell it?
There's a member of the public there who's waiting to be seen.
Could I have
Please
your?
go through
Can I
that
have
door.
your sergeant? Can I have your name? Please spell it for me, so I can have an
Please
accurate.
go through that door.
Sergeant, could I have your name, please? And I'd like you to spell it for me. I didn't catch your name. Brathwaite. I don't know. Bradwaite. I didn't get it. Would you please spell it for me?
Please go through the door, sir.
Is that an order, Sergeant, or a request?
That was a request. There was
Okay,
a please
Sergeant.
on that. Please go through that door.
Sergeant, I'm asking you, please, would you give me your
I have
name and
given
spell
you
it?
my name. I don't have to
Sergeant, I
repeat it.
don't know
You
what.
go through
Sergeant, I don't know why you're behaving like this. It's very unprofessional.
You're being very aggressive.
You're asking for somebody to see you.
I'm just
explained
asking
it to
you. I'm just asking you. I've already said to you, I'm happy to go out there once I've got your name, please.
I've given it to you. I don't have to repeat
And I've
it.
told
And
you.
how
I
do you
don't-
spell
Go
it?
through the door.
Okay.
And how do you spell it?
Go through the door.
Sergeant, would you give me your name, please, and please spell it for me,
No, I've
so
given
that
it to you.
I know who you are. I'm going to be reporting you for
I know
obstructing
you are.
justice.
I know you are.
Okay, can I have your name, please? No, Sergeant. For the purposes of the report, I need your name. Would someone please give me this gentleman's name? Would someone please give me this guy's name? I think it's better. I might as well make the report of a complaint about him now, hadn't it? I'll do it now.
Might as well. Tell them we have another crime to report then.
What?
We've got another crime to report then.
Officer, could you get someone here so I can make a formal complaint?
Yeah, we've got another crime to report.
They can't get here.
Yeah, can I have a bit of paper so that I can write down a complaint?
Yeah.
Thank you. If you've got a complaint form, haven't you? If you get me one of them, that'd be great. And could I have the name of the officer there who's refused to take this report of a crime?
There's an actual complaint form, isn't there?
Is it? I don't know.
Well, if you give me the paper now, but I believe there is an actual complaint form. It has instructions. It has instructions on how to do a complaint. But also, would you mind? Obviously, you know who he is. Could you just write down his name?
He's given you your name. I don't
Yeah, but we don't know how to spell it.
This is a bit. You don't know. So you were
I don't
standing.
know how to spell his name.
You don't. Well, so it's a reasonable request from me to ask him how to spell his name. Yeah.
There you go.
You would agree with that because you're now saying you were standing in earshot of what he said.
Well, I don't think you've been reasonable. We've asked you to sit out there.
You don't think that's reasonable to ask
We've asked
someone
you
how
sit
to
out
spell their
there. You're actually
name?
obstructing us from seeing anyone
I'm
else.
not doing that at all. I think you'll find in the end that you are the people who are obstructing. You have to take. I'm sure they taught you at Hillingdon that you have to take a report for a crime of a member of the public. No, it doesn't.
Circumstances.
No, it doesn't. Because even if people want to make malicious reports, even if people want to make bogus reports, you have to take them.
Okay. Well, you're entitled to that opinion.
No, at the end, by the time it goes through,
It's no point talking
by the time
to
it goes through the complaints process, I assure you that you will have a complaint mark against your name. Because I'm glad
Don't
you find
care.
it funny
They don't
that you're
care, do they?
refusing to take. I mean, that guy is sitting there saying this isn't a criminal act.
Well, that's him,
This is
it's not me.
ridiculous. Well, you're also a sworn oath constable under exactly the
Get his name.
same responsibilities
Make a complaint.
as
Don't
this
talk to me
officer.
So can we have your no, can we have
No,
your
because you're
You're not gonna achieve
refusing.
anything, are you?
can we have your name as well then, please?
You've got my shoulder number 384XH.
And you won't give us your name.
No, because it's a unique name.
A unique name
What's that
For
mean?
safety, I don't give out my name.
for your sake.
There's only one of me there.
Excuse me, is the officer? I need it for the form. Is it Braithwaite?
Braithwaite.
Braithwaite. Okay. Sergeant Braithwaite, yeah.
DS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is she waiting? Yeah. Will you stay outside while we?
I'm actually doing. Officer, I'm doing something. I'm filling in a complaint form.
This gentleman's had to wait 45 minutes because you've been sent.
No, but that's because you've been obstructing. You're obstructing a report.
Now I'm making a complaint. I'm sorry. I'm busy.
Right,
I'm
you
actually
can do
busy.
it out there, because
No,
I need to-
I need someone to actually
You
write.
don't need to rest on here, sir.
You said 10 o'clock. The inspector's going to be here, which is shortly.
Doesn't matter.
It does
Sir,
matter.
I need to use his cubicle. Can you please leave?
No, I'm actually doing something,
Okay. What I'll
officer.
do is I'll get a
Okay, do
couple
it.
of colleagues and we'll then escort you.
If that's what
outside.
you're going to do, if you're going to assault me, that's fine. If that's what you're going to
Yeah,
do,
all right. Not a problem, sir. Not a problem. Carry on.
You can even. I don't know.
We're talking about trespassing now.
I don't know. I'm actually filling in a complaint. I'm actually doing something, as you can see.
Obstructing us.
No, I'm
No,
not.
you're obstructing us. You're obstructing us.
Obstructing me.
If you arrest me for obstructing, if you want to arrest me for obstructing justice,
It won't be me.
if that's what you want, well, whoever, this will be a very, very interesting court case. I'm trying to report crime, and you're obstructing justice. I'm terribly sorry, but you're actually, well, there you go. In the process of actually writing a complaint, you're going to arrest me for obstructing justice. Very interesting.
Well, if the gentleman's got an IPCC from
Are you almost finished, sir? Have you finished your form?
Well, I'll take it when I'll let you know when I finished. Yeah.
Okay, but well, can you let me know?
Let's find out when the inspector's coming.
Sorry?
I understand the inspector's supposed to be here in 10 minutes. At
Yeah,
10 o'clock.
Whether you're waiting or not, there's a queue out there. You can wait out.
No, but we're at the front of the queue though. We haven't been dealt with yet.
We can tell the inspector that, but we need the cubicle.
Yeah, but you're still writing the statement out.
Yeah, but we need 2 cubicles for the night shift.
Can you see I'm busy? I'm filling stuff in.
Okay, well we're busy as well. We need the cubicle.
Well, did you hear your sergeant?
It doesn't matter what the sergeant said. I'm telling
Well,
you.
he's just wasted an hour of that.
Just hang a second, officer.
Yeah.
Your sergeant just told you if you leave me alone until I've completed.
He's not my sergeant.
He's a higher rank than you. So why are you going against what he's saying?
To leave.
He just told you that I'm
He did
using.
not tell me.
Yeah, he did.
Okay? I'm asking you. Can you please leave?
No, officer. I'm
Right.
filling in the IPCC
Okay, that's
form
fine.
that your sergeant there told you that
No
leave me
problem at all.
alone until I complete the
Just so you
IPCC
know.
Let him finish
form.
speaking.
That's fine. No, I've heard what he has to say. It's got
Pleasure.
nothing to do with you. All right.
My
No?
pleasure, officer. You're being very rude, officer, and very unprofessional.
Yeah.
No need for that.
They all are.
Sorry, what was that?
I said there's no need for you to be rude and unprofessional. Your officer just told you, so you're the one who's been unreasonable. You're the one who's been unreasonable, officer.
I'm being
Your
unreasonable.
sergeant told you to leave me alone until I've completed this complaint form, and you're now trying to throw me out. Why are you being rude? Why are you being rude and unprofessional? I'd like to raise one about you. Can I have another one, please? Officer, can I have another complaint form, please? I'd like to raise one about you and your interaction. You're refusing to give me a complaint form.
Add it in there.
There's not enough room, officer.
Well, get some more paper there.
Would you give me? Well, that's what I'm asking you for, officer. If you give me a complaint form, I'm going to complete one about you. Officer, would you please give me a complaint form? Officer, would you be kind enough to give me a complaint form, please? Thank you very much. They're just in that cupboard there. I think you got them in that cupboard there.
Chris, I came in at 7. I've been asked to do the station office, so I'm just hoping to tell you the message I've got as well. So I'll be a little while. India, the keys over there.
Okay, I attended Uxbridge Police Station after trying to report a crime of child abduction via Metcall 101, reference number CHS 7690, 17th of May 2012. Since making this telephone report and following up, no one from Met Police has contacted me. I therefore attended Hillingdon Police Station in person to report the crime of abduction, detaining a child reference section 2B, the Child Abduction Act 1984. I gave supporting evidence, a letter from Darry Martin's school confirming the detention of my child, and a letter from the Government Ombudsman confirming an upheld complaint against Hillingdon Social Services. I explained that in the course of that LGO investigation, it was confirmed that Hillingdon Social Services neither had nor gave the authority to the school to detain the named child, Hannah Doherty. Officer 384XH refused to take a report of a crime on the instructions of DS Braithwaite. He told me that it was not a criminal matter and that it was a civil matter. I requested that DS Braithwaite attend and explain his rationale for refusing to take a report. He attended and I explained the circumstances once again. Braithwaite once again refused to take a report of a crime or the evidence I was presenting. He stated it was not a criminal matter. I brought his attention to a copy of the relevant section of the Child Abduction Act 1984 and asked him was he aware that this was a criminal statute which had received royal assent. DS Braithwaite stated, "That is just a piece of paper." Once again he refused to take a report of a crime and aggressively ordered us to leave the police station. I wish to report both officers for obstruction of justice and for willful failure of duty. Yeah? That's the first one. Now I need the next one for him.
Oh, you never got it, did you?
Well, when he brings it back, I'll fill it in.
You finished now?
Yeah, I'd like a complaint form to put a complaint in about you
Yeah, no
for
problem.
unprofessional and rude conduct.
Sorry. I'm not being unprofessional. I've asked you.
Oh no, you are, officer, because
If you let me
we've got a
finish,
situation.
I've asked you very nice and politely
I'm
to finish.
entitled to make a complaint about you, officer.
Yeah.
You asked your sergeant, or a sergeant who's of higher rank than you,
Yeah.
was it okay if I stay in here while I complete the form?
No, I didn't.
His
I didn't say
response
that.
was yes. Leave him there until he finishes the IPCC form and then ask him to leave.
Right,
I actually
you finished that
confirmed that I was happy to leave once I'd filled the form in, which I have done.
Right.
You then started to ballyrag me about that I ought to get out straight away.
Mhm.
And I explained to you what your officer had just stated, and you
Right.
still persisted in threatening me to get out of the cubicle. You did, you told me to get out of the cubicle. So, if you give me the form, officer, I'll complete it.
give you a couple.
And when I've completed
Just
it,
in case you made a mistake, I'll give you 2.
I don't make mistakes, officer.
Really?
No, officer.
Is he saying that you are making a mistake then?
No, yeah. It could be taken as a threat, couldn't it?
Easy.
Could easily be taken as a threat. Hello.
Hello,
Officer, how are you doing, Constable?
I'm very well, thank well, I'm not really, it's night duty, I want to be in my bed.
So you're like a nice officer. Officer, let me just tell you what's going on really quickly, yeah?
Do I need to know?
Yeah, no, really quickly. Just,
Okay.
you're a nice lady.
No,
I'm a nice
I'm
man.
sorry,
I'm a
do I need to
reasonable.
know?
Yeah, of course. I'm a reasonable man. Yeah.
Right,
And one of your people upstairs in Hillingdon Police is on trial at Luton Crown Court for perverting the course of justice in relation to making false allegations about me.
okay.
Okay. The case is going to the Supreme Court. It's going to make historic legal precedence. Your officer, Commander Julian Worker, is on defamation claim. There's a defamation claim in the High Court. The hearing on the 29th of June in relation to allegations he's made about me to a member of Parliament. I have considerable support from politicians in relation to what's going on with Hillingdon Police and the Metropolitan Police. My child was abducted. I'm trying to report a crime. I don't want you to answer anything like that because I wouldn't put such a nice lady into a position of that. What I'm saying, no, I don't want you to. But I've just come here politely. I've tried to report over the phone. They've refused it. 17th of May, don't even bother phoning back. I brought the statute in, evidence of what's happened. I've explained it to the office that my child was abducted. It's a historic thing, but they've refused to investigate it before. And of course, they have to take a report for crime from a member of the public. It's like, you know, the first half hour of Hendon Training School. They're threatening to throw me out of the building. You know, this is ridiculous. I would be gone long time ago. Long time ago. Is the inspector coming?
I've just spoken to a night duty inspector.
Cool.
He is dealing with things at the moment because there's a handover. When he gets around to it, he will be back here. But I can't tell you what time that's going to be. But he will be.
Keep us waiting all night. It's fine.
I'm not saying that he's doing that because
It'd be much easier, Sergeant Braithwaite, if you took a report of a crime which you're required to do. And unfortunately, I think you're going to find yourself in serious trouble.
No,
I'm not yet. I got that bit.
He's only come round because he knew you was talking to her, mate.
But Sergeant, you're going to find yourself in serious trouble. You are not.
Thanks very much.
Well, I've actually been through this. I've been through this exact same scenario in Kensington Police Station.
Okay.
Let him finish.
When they threatened to throw me out of the building.
Okay.
Okay, and it went through the IPCC. That was an upheld complaint, and I was invited back down to the police station to make a report of a crime which they had to take. What you do with it, Sergeant, this is extraordinary.
Completely unprofessional.
It's extraordinary, Sergeant. There's no problem.
He only come down because he could see
No,
that
he's
you was
going
talking.
to be abusive to her now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he saw you talking to her. That's why he showed up.
Yeah, to get him out. It's
Yeah, absolutely,
extraordinary.
mate. Left totally unattended and we're locked in.
We're actually detained. This is
Yeah, there's false imprisonment. We have another form.
Has he gone home now?
I don't know, I've not been round to his
Phew.
office. I just went into another office to get the duty officer's number.
There's that thing there, just in case. I really want you to read it because you are a nice officer. I ain't going to write about you, so you're very nice. Very nice officer. Just remember, Constable Rehal, I'm not a police hater. I just don't like criminals, whether they're in uniform or out in the streets. I think it's important that they're held brought to justice. That's probably why you joined the police force too. Something like that. Officer, thank you very much. Service with a smile, polite. Thank you.